Well, it looks like I'm live here on the YouTube channel. So, man, that light is bright on my forehead. Sorry about that, guys. It's my first time back for a while here. I've been MIA a little bit, and I got two cameras going, just in case people are wondering. So, Amp Life Talk Radio has grown into something that I guess I'm going to be a little bit proud of. I mean, I've been away for a reason. I know many of you have probably wondered what happened to Amp Life Talk Radio. And I am going to admit, one, I'm sick. So, but I don't have the COVID. Don't get all crazy on me. I don't have the COVID, but I do have a head cold. And this is kind of just last minute, me just wanting to go live just so I can do a dry run and test everything. I have a camera over this way. You don't see it, but I see it. So you're going to see me looking a lot over there. And that's going to be our new setup. So that records me, and my camera on my iPad records me. I'll tidy up my background here in a little bit. Um, but you're just getting a rough go at me um, doing the first of many, I hope, of what is going to be considered part of Central Valley amputee support. And it's still, what I do as far as Amp Life Talk Radio and some of the stuff I do on there with talking to you about different tips and doing different shows. It's just things have changed a little bit in this new environment of COVID. Um, I want to make sure there is something out there for amputees. Most of you know that I do work in this industry and I see a lot of amputees on the regular, and I get a lot of phone calls about doing peer support. With that being said, how do we do peer support in this new day and age of COVID? That's turning out to be really difficult because me myself, I'm a very in-person, hands-on type guy, and I like to be with amputees and do my peer support or do my talking with them in person. There's just a whole different effect that you get when you meet someone who has just got an amputation and you're in the room with them or skilled nursing facility or home, and you're able to show them an amputee that walked into their home, and just it's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different feeling, and it has a whole different result when you do that. With that being said, I've tried to create something that is going to be usable and tangible to multiple people, no matter where they're at. One of the things we're finding with trying to offer peer support, or when I get a phone call for peer support, it's because a patient is somewhere and they're calling me, but you can't go see the patient. And that gets really hard, and it's kind of difficult to do a good peer support, pick you up, motivate you over the phone. A lot of times, there's a lot of different things that are going on. Sometimes I call the patient is either in the middle of physical therapy or having something done. So it's not the same. So what I've tried to do with uh, Amp Life Talk Radio, Amp Nation Magazine, a lot of you guys know that I'm known for that type of stuff. And I've changed everything as I see things changing. And I will say this with my budget, because I do everything, I pay for everything. So some things I would love to have all the bells and whistles and give you, you know, everything I can, but I'm limited on my resources as well. And as far as what I can do for you. With that being said, how can I provide you something that can have a positive effect on new amputees and those that have been amputees for a specific amount of time? How can we do that? So I've been hard at work trying to set up a site a social media type site, but also an information educational type site. Excuse me. Again, I'm sick. On how we can do that. Now, over on my right here is actually I have the site up. If you want to go see what that looks like, type in Central Valley Amputee Support.com. Excuse me. I said Central Valley Amputee Support.com. If you type that in, you'll see the site. You have to register in order to go in and see the spaces. So this site is set up based on spaces, and there's a lot of different spaces in there. Spaces for below the knee, spaces for above the knee, there's spaces for upper extremities. And in those spaces, what you can do is you can, let's say you're below the knee amputee, you go to the appropriate space. And as you create your profile, you're able to go in there and communicate with other below the knee amputees and talk about things that are important to you, questions that you have, post pictures, post videos, post links, share information. So it's really cool. The premise of the site, the premise of the support page, the support social network, whatever you want to call it. I tried to do something that will allow people to go in and to communicate with each other in an environment just for amputees. My one problem with Facebook is Facebook, anybody and everybody can get on there, meaning any type of Yahoo can get on there and do anything that they want. And uh, I have personally seen some things that I don't approve of on Facebook. And I'm not bashing anybody or saying anything, but to have a true support environment, one, we need to have people who know what they're talking about. Two, we need to have it be vendor neutral. And most of you do know I work for a company. I'm not going to say their name because then I could, I just don't want to say their name. But love my job, love my company. But I think if you're going to truly provide peer support, it needs to be vendor neutral. Also on this site, tons of resources. I'm inviting people to provide resources. We're not trying to promote or sell products on the site, so you don't have to worry about that. The more people join, the better the space will be. I will also start doing my podcast. In fact, on the site, you can find the podcast, you can find episodes, and you can find just about anything that I do on the site. And I'll be putting a lot of information up there. I'm going to be trying to, this new year, 2022, I'm going to be trying to put educational series up there, information from doctors, information from physical therapists, information from just about anybody I can get that can lend some knowledge, some information on how to um, improve your life as an amputee. That's what this is all about, is improving your life as an amputee, whether it's emotionally, whether it's physically, whether it's education wise, whether it's fitness wise. I know I've gotten out of shape. I picked up a few pounds since COVID, and I'm going to be trying to get myself back into shape, and I'll take you through that journey. So I really hope you will come in, take advantage of the site, check everything out, and I promise to do I promise to do some house cleaning here in the back and get stuff cleaned up and picked up. The flag, what this represents, and I put it on my wall, and we're gonna have it done right, is Ronald Mann. More, some of you probably know him from my magazine and doing an interview with Ronald. He was a Army vet, combat vet. Ronald passed away, and his good friend got in touch with me, and we did some stuff for Ronald. And I just want to say, I will always have this flag flying in the background because I consider him a really cool guy and a good friend. And it's unfortunate that he's not with us now, but that'll be homage to the man who was a bad dude, world champion jiu-jitsu amputee, uh, So if you don't know who he is, look him up. Ronald Mann, really cool guy. But if you wonder why the flag's back there, I'm not in the service, and I would never serve. But that's what the flag is about: paying respect to one of my buddies who was a veteran. Also, I'll make sure we have better angles. I'm playing with stuff right now, and I know this light is really bright, and I'm subconscious about my head shining, but I don't want to start filling with stuff. This is the first one, and hopefully you guys will make your way through this because this is rough going. Um, I'm just trying to think of anything else that I need to say while I'm on here. For this very first one, don't judge me too hard on this. Don't be too brutal, but I am going to be doing our videos on YouTube, posting over to a Facebook page, and we'll get you all those details of where everything's going to be at. But just remember the name, Central Valley Amputee Support.com. That's where you'll be able to get a lot of help, resources, and hopefully I'm trying to get some type of virtual peer support class going that will be very beneficial. Again, I live in Central Valley, which is Modesto, California, but I know by posting this can go worldwide. I'm not trying to do that, but if it helps you and you think it'll help a friend, yeah, share it, man. Feel free to reach out and share this. And that's what we're all here for, is to try and help each other. So I don't want to be on it too much longer because like I said, I'm sick and I'm not feeling so good. But I did want to, I said I would do a show at 4 and I'm way late. Um, because I haven't done one of these in a while, and I was a little rusty in setting everything up, and I was working as well, and I was trying to finish up my day's work, and then come over here and do this. So please check out the show. It's going to be Central Valley Amputee Support.com. Check it out. Share it with a friend. If you're in the medical field and you want to find a good resource for amputee patients, this is a really good thing that we're going to be doing here. And I encourage everyone to go over to the site. I'm looking at it now. I encourage everybody to go over to the site, check it out, pull it up on your deal. In fact, I'm going to type it into the comments because I'm sitting here. As I'm saying this to you, I probably should do this, but this is the actual place where you can get it. And I think I spelled everything right. My screen is really little and I got bad eyes. So, but there it is in the comments, and click on it, go to it. And yes, on YouTube, you can comment to me back over here. I'm not the best with doing all that stuff, multitasking and doing everything, but I'll try my best if you do come over here. And I did look through all my comments from my page and saw everybody's comments, and I think I commented back to everyone. Oh, my screen's dying over here. I'm trying to keep that up because I'm still doing stuff. Please do share this. I know I'm kind of rambling and fumbling on. I just don't have this is not like a show. I'm not ready to go, but I do have some wonderful show notes, and they're ready. I think I did something like a year's worth of shows already. Now, keep in mind, my shows are a little bit different than what most people do out there on the amputee peer stuff. I'm going to be covering a lot of stuff from an emotional side, motivation, goal setting, different things like that. But I do have this handy dandy camera thing that's right here that is really cool, and it follows me no matter where I go. So we're going to be doing some cool stuff with that, and I'm going to be showing you how to do some stuff. And I can't wait. If I wasn't sick, I would have had this on already. But I got a new type of liner that I'm going to be showcasing, and I got a new type of foot that I'm going to be showcasing on here. My wife's going to have to do some video of me with this foot, and I'm going to show it to you. And we're going to talk prosthetics a little bit on here, but I'm not encouraging you to go anywhere for a specific prosthesis. It's all about the different types and functions of prosthetics that are out there. With that being said, I didn't do my fancy. Sorry, I'm crunching this cough drop. With that, I didn't do my typical show opening, which is the music that YouTube and everybody else likes to ban. Even though my good friend Rich at Soul Effective Productions made that just for my show, and you would think they would let me use it, but they always seem to have some problem with it. And then there's other little music clips that we play from some of the guys that I know in different bands and stuff. Hopefully, YouTube won't be blocking a lot of that stuff because I like to make the show fun by having some different music clips and different things like that. And I am going to try and have the show be a little bit more fun. And for the podcast, how can I forget that? I'm going to type that over here. So if you want just the podcast, because I know everybody is different with what they can have access to, whether it's a cell phone or whatever. I want to make sure that people are able to get access. And there's the podcast, amplifetalkradio.com, and then there's the support page, like the peer support page, which is Central Valley Amputee Support.com. These are the two new things that I'm trying to bring out. And one has been here. I'm going to start doing more episodes on amplifetalkradio.com. And if you go to centralvalleyamputee.com, you'll see I've incorporated a space for the magazine. I encourage you to send me pictures and your stories for that. And I will write those up. I'll play with them a little bit. Or if you give me a good enough write up, I'll just put your story in there. I do have an interview already sitting on my recorder with a cool guy. He's a police officer and he lost his leg. And you'll get to hear his story on the next episode when I do this show. It's pre-recorded, so it'll be up. But I think I'm also going to have him come and be on the podcast probably the day that he's either the day that I do his episode or shortly after that. But he's up, he's walking. I've seen him a couple times out and he looks good. Again, apologies for being sick and all the stuff that's going on with me, but it's not the COVID. I don't want nobody to think I got the COVID. It seems like everything nowadays is COVID, man. So, you got, sore throat, it's COVID. So, and I on that note, not making fun, but that was a big reason why I personally kind of like took a leave of absence was my mom passed away last year, and I took that really hard, and it was really hard for me to get motivated back into writing and doing stuff and being in an upbeat mood. And this past Christmas was her 1 year since she passed, and her birthday is during December, and it was just hard for me. So, guys, I apologize for just disappearing off the face of the earth, but that had to do a lot with it. And I've been busy doing other stuff, some of which I'll talk to you about on the show and probably let you know some of the stuff I've been up to and what's been going on. I'm hoping my phone doesn't ring because it's going to be somebody I need to talk to. I will bring you up to speed with a lot of stuff and some of the things I was venturing into and some of the stuff I was trying to get into, and things just didn't work out for one reason or another. But I'll keep you guys amused this year for sure, because I'm a guy who I'm always out there looking for stuff to get into and to do things to improve life for not just amputees, but for everyone. And I hope that you guys will come back, check out some of the stuff we're doing, catch that first episode that I taped with Mike. And that's it, guys. Thank you for helping make Amp Life really good. I mean, I still see people doing downloads of the show, and I still see people clicking on stuff and listening to stuff. And like I said, I work in this industry, and I find it what I do here has been a great resource and a tool for a lot of the people that I come into contact with, the amputees and so forth, and for some of the caseworkers that I find myself working with. So I'm going to try and fire the engine back up, get some good stuff, some good content out there, make something that everybody can use, and hopefully, this will all benefit you out there in the amputee community as I try to restart the fire, rekindle that fire of Amp Life Talk Radio and the new Central Valley Amputee Support.com. Thanks, guys. Leave comments if you want, and I will contact you and let you know as far as how I'm going to try and set up some type of virtual peer support where everybody can log in and we could do a big, massive peer support. Um, Stay tuned to the site. Go to both sites, amplifetalkradio.com. That's the podcast, and go to Central Valley Amputee Support.com because you're probably going to see me posting over there how we're going to do this virtual Zoom. If it's Zoom, how we're going to get that done. I think my wife just got home, so yeah, she's in there. So if you hear my wife, that's my wife talking to the dog. I better sign off before she comes in here. Guys, take care of yourselves. I look forward to seeing you guys back on air and you guys checking me out over there on everything we're doing. All right, take care. Sean Harrison, Amp Life Talk Radio. Sean Harrison at centralvalleyamputee.com. Check it out.